I'm delighted to be joined on the Alternative Show today by Loud George. They're here to chat about the band and play us some songs. Hello, how are you?
Good. Well, tired. We were up late last night recording. From about 3 o'clock I was tuning drums, and then I think at 5 a.m. we left. Yeah. And I was the only one that made it to the process this morning.
Good for you. Okay, and can you tell me, where are you right now?
We're in the Slough. Yeah, this is the part in Stockport. Stockport, just under Manchester.
Okay, and who's drinking what?
I'm on Estrella. I've got a Peroni and an Estrella waiting for me. He's drinking in. And I've got my neck oil. IPA.
Beautiful. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so to start us off with, can you tell us where you're based, who's in the band, and what everyone does in it?
So I guess I'll start with the introduction. So I'm Eric. I'm the eye candy for the band. I'm the guitarist. I'm Loud George again. I'm Sam. I play bass and spend the rest of my time just kind of putting Eric down and keeping his ego in check where I can. I'm Nick. I'm on drums. I do the opposite. Every time Eric's a bit too busy for something, I try and do what I can under Eric's instruction. But it's all under his umbrella, I guess. Like it's his rebirth. Very kind of you, Nick. We're from all different places. So I was born in sunny Blackburn. Sam's got a better story. I'll let him tell. Where are you from? I was born in New Zealand, and I got dragged over here when I was 8 years old against my will. And now I live in Tewkesbury, where we've never heard of Uber or Deliveroo. But there's the Chinese, right? Yeah, there's one. If you get there before 6 p.m, fine.
Don't tell me there's not an Indian. There's got to be an Indian there.
I can't remember his name though. For me, I've got the boring story. Let me lead after that. I'm from Manchester, and I went to uni in Manchester and met these guys, and then they moved back home after we formed the band 10 years ago, and I stayed in Manchester. So, yeah, Manchester. Yeah. Say Manchester again. Manchester. And I live in Leeds now. You're in Tewkesbury, aren't you, Sam? And Nick has a move. I'm in Manchester. He's in Manchester. Where are you, Nick?
Okay, I think we've established that. So how did it all start then? How did the band come about?
Right, so we were talking about this earlier, and I think we've got conflicting stories. I have a vivid memory of where it started. We were all sat in business module. It was like second year, was it? Second year business module. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What Don Hughes? Do you remember? No, not him. He might. He had some lady teacher. That'd be some part of uni. Some part of uni, and we were sat there and we were really bored, and we were kind of sat close to each other, weren't we? And we were just saying how angry we were and how bored we were, and that we wanted to make angry music, and that's how we started. We just wanted to. I knocked around with Sam a lot, and he turned around and literally said to me, Eric's saying we should do a Nirvana band. Do you want to play drums? And me being a bassist was like, everyone who plays bass or drums was like, I could play drums. I love drums. Every time you're at practice or anything, you have to kind of guard your drum kit because, that kind of turned me into a bit more of a drummer. Because I drummed in other bands, and you were like, no, do you want to do like real grunge drums? I was like, love it. To be fair, Nick says that, but Nick has always been good at drums, and I don't understand. He came into it being like, I can't really play drums. But if you listen to some of the drums on the recording, he just came out straight away like that. Do you know what I mean? So Nick making it seem like I just had a little tick tap on him. Listen to the track, and that's what he was like from the get-go. It's pretty nuts. I had a pop. Yeah, they go.
Okay, who thought of the name Loud George, and why did you choose it?
That was my girlfriend at the time. I think I was round hers, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up because she was sleep talking, and I looked at her, and she just kind of went, "Loud George,"
And I thought, that's the name of my band. And then I thought, is this good? That's about it, really.
In that order. That's a good name for a band. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wow, George is born of fever dreams.
Brilliant story. Okay, how would you describe the band's sound?
So the band manager's mum said he's a bit too grungy. And I think that's probably the description.
That's what we were doing.
And she's a dentist as well.
The owner of a dental practice.
The owner of a dental practice.
Much too grungy.
And I think that's the best you can take away from it.
And obviously, you've got a lot of the different old genres, aren't there? The sub-genres and stuff. And I think we bounce around. We've got some songs that are like on a slow shuffle. We've got some songs just wherever the plagiarism takes us. Yeah, basically. Songs that we enjoy, try and jam out. I always like to push for some reason, I really like sounds that generally sound, I guess, horrible. It's the way a lot of people would think. So wherever I can, if I can get an opportunity to push one of these two to play something that just sounds disgusting, then I'll love a bit of go that way, and it usually works out quite well.
I remember actually when we used to do a lot of stuff, Nick used to tell me off a lot. He used to be like, "No, that sounds too perfect. Make it work." Yeah. So I was like, "All right, I'll make it work."
You're like, "Mate, I'm grade 8 guitar." And I'm like, "No, it'd be grade 1."
Okay, I've just noticed on Bandcamp you've got a nice T-shirt. Who designed the logo?
Oh well, that's a girl that I know called Ros Avery. You can check her out if you find me on. We're on Instagram. She's on Instagram. She's called Ros Avery. You can find her. R-O-Z Avery. She's really good. She painted it for her. She's only a student at the moment actually, and she's getting into it.
She did some of our artwork as well. Or is that someone else?
No, I think we've all done that. No, but she did originally. I think she was.
We did that album artwork. That other one that you saw. The one that's going to be the banner. Did you?
What banner?
The big brown one. With the finger in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that was somebody else as well, but that was ages ago.
Yeah.
If you have a look, I do link everybody. So we have had artists involved.
I really like what when you took Rose's design though, and like basically the idea was to get a load of shirts from charity shops, and what Sam did is he printed off the thing, made a whole stencil, and we got this T-shirt press where we use it in bleach. I think Sam understands it a lot more than me.
The T-shirt making for
charity shirt sale. It's two massive bits of plywood bolted together with a stencil on the middle, and then I just get in my garage with 20 T-shirts from the various. That's one thing Tewkesbury has to offer is charity shops as far as the eye can see. No Indian restaurants, but charity shops all day long. So I just spend Saturday afternoons kind of getting fairly intense headaches from all the bleach in the garage. So we make all the merch ourselves, and we got two designs. We got the Loud George logo, and then we've got the bottle 19 one. Yes, £3 from every T-shirt sale goes directly to charity.
We love that. The problem is that I found is when we went for research, most of them are like Fruit of the Loom anyway. So we're like,
Primark or something. Yeah, do you want 15 quid for this Primark shirt? And I'm like, hang on, what? Can I just go to Primark and buy this shirt? No, we've not got those connections.
Okay, perfect. Right, you got 3 songs to play for us. What's your first song choice, and why have you chosen it?
First one is going to be Cash for Action, and it's because it's the one that ended the set. So we're going to start the radio interview with it.
What's the songwriting process for the band?
So we were saying before that it's changed a little bit from how we used to do it.
Only as of late.
As of late, yeah. So all these songs that we've written, they were written 10 years ago. I will preface, the lyrics now are a lot better. We've spent a lot of time on WhatsApp and Zoom meetings, which all live in different parts of the country. Although I've got to credit these guys more than me. I've got the attention span, the running jaw,
I'm like a fish, man.
I'm like a fish. I lose interest very quickly. I probably get about halfway through the lyrics, and then I start flagging, start doing other stuff. But we try. And anyway, so what I'm saying is, all the lyrics now are a lot better than the ones we wrote. We kind of used to write the songs and be like, oh yeah, these need lyrics, don't we?
We did the same to the structure though. So all these songs like 10 years ago written, and I think there was about 8 or 9 of them in total.
Something like that.
Songs that we used to have that we loved jamming. All we had to really do when we took up last year was, right, let's sit down, do some meetings, rewrite these, and record remotely and send each other the parts. And now we sort of, hey, yeah, I've got a song too, and then like Sam's gone, I've got a song as well. So we've sort of gone in the same sense of like, I wrote that one, you wrote that one, but it needs rewriting, it needs Georging.
Yeah. The whole kind of writing dynamic about to change, because it was before very much all three of us meeting up in a room and working through things then and there, and now we're all kind of doing the work from home, recording parts, sending them back.
We do that every day at uni.
Yeah, every day.
2 a.m.
That's why they're so good. The next one will be terrible.
Yeah, we used to rinse the practice room. So we used to be there. We used to be there all the time. We used to be there late as well. So all the lecturers used to see us leaving, didn't they? Adam Furrow, shout out, big jazz man. Jason Woolley.
Yeah, they're turning up for work in the morning, and we're like, yeah, we just sweated up the lecture hall for you all night.
It's all right. Yeah, so basically, it used to be really, really collaborative, and it still will be, but I think because of the distance, it's going to have to be. We're kind of throwing ideas at each other, and yeah, it'll be cool.
Going well.
Okay. Do you find your songs have any consistent lyrical themes?
Yeah, well, the old... Yeah, go on. Go on, Sam.
Oh, I don't know, man. Not any radio-appropriate ones.
No, it's basically the trials and tribulations of university students with most of the lyrics. So,
everything you think you'd be going through when you were like 18 to 21.
Students, yeah, lots of silly antics.
Lots of jazz cigarettes, lots of lovely new female friends.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What DAW and musical instruments do you play or use?
So we were discussing this earlier. The recordings, those guys, you both use Logic, don't you?
I'm still on the old OG Loud George 10 years ago setup, which is because obviously I'm on drums. I've got to do like 7 to 8 mics each time we do a song. So I got Chris Wright Pro 40 Sapphire thing, which is about 9 leagues behind now. I think it still runs on Firewire 800 or 400 or something. Into the same laptop I had then. But it does me sweet. I've gotten better at using it. I can quantize the drums a little bit. And then I just bounce it off and send it to Eric. And then he sends it down to Cheltenham to Sam. I think you're still on the same setup, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, bass is, I'm blessed to doing the easiest thing in the world to record. I've got the finest recording interface that £40 can buy. So I plug into that. And then I've got a little, I love that. Like a little 50-watt Marshall practice amp.
MG.
What's the word you used yesterday?
Sounds strangly.
It sounds strangly. Yeah,
it sounds really strong. Really. And I use Pro Tools because I'm a professional. And I just took it through whatever. At the beginning, we were saying that we can't spend more than 90 quid on equipment, but that's changed very quickly. Nick was recording the drums on Binley's originally.
Oh, the Binley's, yeah. I think I had a stag crash, and my ride was Pearl.
Yeah. It was awful. Yeah, it was hard work. But the thing was, is Nick has a terrible relationship with credit cards, so he just went out. And he's got if you want to rob somebody, you need to go find where Nick does his stuff. Shout out Nick Turner. Get all his equipment. The equipment's better now. And I do Pro Tools. I use a Black Star amp, and I just have a go. Basically.
You got quite a lot of ins on yours though as well, haven't you? Because you the other bands and that you got like an 8-in-8 20 output. So last night we sort of finally combined the two and did some live recordings. That's why we were up till 5 last night.
Yeah, we were.
We put it in on an uptick, didn't we? I don't understand what Eric did, but it was magic, and he got 16 tracks out of us.
For anybody who's a tech head, I just basically aggregated the two interfaces, and then so we did a 16 track recording last night. We did loads of them.
It took hours.
And we were drinking tea. I was having a cup of tea at 2 in the morning, and I thought, what am I doing? I really did. And there we go. But it was good. Honestly, I loved it. But yeah, it was hard work.
Okay. As well as recording at home, is there any commercial studios you use?
Not yet.
No, never.
I'd love to use Wonderless Studios. Our lecturer back, I think he's still Manchester-based, isn't he? But
Jason.
yeah, this is Jason.
Hit us up, Jason.
No, honestly, I use his studios, and there's also a guy called Tigger. I think he's called John Gentleman, and the tube amps that he's got are just immense. But like, yeah, we're getting gigs under our belt and like doing live recordings every time we see each other. We're getting better and better each time now. We sounded pretty negative when we talked about it before, but like, about the new songs, yeah, they're not the same.
I think it kind of suits what the music that we're doing suited to the home recording studio. And if we went into a £1,500 a day thing where we'd spend 3 hours setting up a drum kit for a 4-minute drum take, I think it would ultimately take something away from the sound that we're getting.
It makes you sad when you're out there waiting, doesn't it?
Doing it in a back room and next work.
The loss of money makes me sad as well.
Yeah, we're not very rich men.
If I was a rich man.
Okay, and what approach do you use when recording?
Recording. It depends. So, like, for the drums, we do a lot of measuring. Like, we're quite precise. Like, I'll go down to help Nick set it up, and I really like getting the phase right. I think when I was younger, the mistake is thinking that you can EQ like a trombone to be a trumpet. It's just ridiculous. You can't. If the sounds like this way, you can only do so.
You know, that was a quick. I always forget how to say this guy's name. You know, the guy from the Fugees, but he's like Wycliffe Jean or like Wycliffe John or something. I remember you talking about like even when he uses synths when he's going to put them on a track, what he does is he like gets that sound out of the speaker and then like mics the speaker up. Why is the music gone off right when I was making a terrible point? But yeah. When we were looking at the drums and we were doing that stereo space pair, pretty standard. Yeah. And then we looked at doing that like what do you call it? The weather vane.
Yeah, but this comes into the fact that, so when we're recording, if you listen to the first 3 tracks of Loud George, so if you listen to the first 3 with it, that's Jelly Bean, Every Day's the Same, Lobotomy, they were recorded on bin lid cymbals using Behringer 20 quid overhead.
The time?
Yeah, because we're all pretty skinny. It was like COVID time, we just struggled. Nick's smashing it now. He's got beautiful K cymbals, beautiful blue mic, sounds gorgeous with the new stuff. But it depends. I think we're quite mathematical about what we do. For Sam, it's a case of he plugs into something as long as it's not making screaming noises, which is more original. Screaming, buzzing noises. Then that's good.
Yeah, I basically plug in and then I ring Eric up for 45 minutes and go, nothing's working, fix it. Yeah. Where you are.
The sense we want to take is that I did one. If it's not good enough, then tough.
I've completely forgotten what the question was.
No, it's recording for us.
Well, it's that mess that we just talked about.
And then, and I just do the guitars, and I spend ages doing the vocals. We're good at waffling.
As soon as we can offload everything to Eric, he's the one who went on and did a master's degree afterwards. He's the one who knows how to master a track. He's the one. No, it's true. We give it to you, and then like you just delegate any jobs. It's true.
You'll get a kiss at the end of the night.
Oh, I'm hoping. No, it's good time because like, at the end of the day, me and Sam can just offload and we write. We got a lot of tracks coming on these new EPs that we got coming up like over the next 6 months. Like they're the ones that like me and Sam have had the time to sit down and write, and then we give them to Eric and we all rewrite it together. It's a really good situation.
Yeah, we're enjoying it.
We're giving you the mixing at the end of the day.
I love the mixing. It's cathartic.
I think from my perspective, if there's a good song, whatever the technical quality is, it will shine through that.
I agree, I agree.
I wouldn't call Loud George technical, but I would definitely say
It's technically music.
something's shining.
We put that. If you hadn't said that, we could have put that on the electronic press kit. Loud George is technically music.
Technically, it's music. It's been a lot of fun redoing this, and this is why we revisited it. Was because we've all done other bands since uni. We're not just nothing for 10 years, but it's the best we ever wrote with us three. It's the best we ever.
I feel like we're taking straight back up on that, really. The stuff I was doing. I don't know either.
It was freakishly seamless, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just kind of came back in and went, should we remember that 10 years ago? Should we just jump back into that? And a year ago, and it just felt like.
But it's the middle of lockdown, and I'm just baking bread now, so yeah, that's fine, I'll do that. Yeah.
I can sense the chemistry from here.
Oh, cheers.
We spent a lot of time in practice rooms, so we got used to it.
Yeah. You can't see it, but we're all sat on each other's lap.
I can imagine that.
Carry on. I was on the bottom on that piling because we also picked up on the gigging as well, didn't we? We've done a lot around Stockport, a little bit down Cheltenham way, and when we were at the Spinning Top in Stockport, we had a little bit of a lock-in afterwards. The owner was an amazing guy, Mike Swan, Spinning Top, just right next to the Stockport train station. And I don't know how it happened, but we were lay on the stage at the end of the night, and he goes do you want to play tomorrow as well? And we're like, yeah, go on then. We're all 2, 3 in the morning, everyone's smoking inside. I'm at the bottom of this pile-up. I'm like 10 stone, just getting crushed by 12 people during these deliberations. We'll play the gig, get off me.
The manager of the bar was on that stage with us right on the floor.
Yeah.
There was a good analogy. It's on the Instagram actually. If you swipe through and go to the back one of the pictures, Nick said the best thing. Your E.T. is in the cupboard with all the toys. Nick looked like E.T.
You could just about see my face just peeking up at the bottom of this dog pile. Help.
What's your second song choice for us, and why have you chosen it?
So the second song choice is Bottle, and it's the first one we did, and it's the one that Sam sings on. Sam wrote it.
Yeah, that's the first one we did back 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's the first time. The first time when we agreed we were going to get together and do some angry stuff. And I said, well, I've got this kind of.
I've written a song about bottles.
Yeah, punk thing. I looked around in my room and there was bottles and cigarette ends everywhere, and I was like, there's a song in there somewhere.
I love it. Here it is. Yeah, bottles.
What's been your favourite live performance experience?
Live performance-wise, that's quite hard.
I've done a lot. I've done festivals with other bands, and I've done gigs where a lot of my friends were there. One of my favourite moments was really recently with these guys, and I'm not even just saying this because we're on together, and we just drank way too much. And I know it sounds bad, but this is hours before Eric got cut off from the bar, maybe even minutes, and we're on stage, and he just turns around to me, and he's struggling to play his guitar, and I'm struggling to play my drums, and we're still smashing it. I've seen the videos back off it, and it seems fine, but we're just for no reason we're just laughing all over the stage, and we're just tumbling about. And then afterwards, right after the set, Eric just looks at me dead in the eye, he's not even laughing after we've been laughing on stage. And he just goes, I just felt like I'm struggling to play this instrument that's in front of me. And I was 100%, yeah. I was struggling so much. But we were struggling together, we were drunk together, and then we went out to about 3 places after that in Cheltenham. Yeah, it was great.
Well, to be fair to us, we have decided for future people coming to see us.
After that night,
we're on a 2-drink limit now.
Yeah,
we started early. The problem was we knew we'd be on, but we
started 3 days early.
Yeah, we turned it into a weekend, didn't we? We
were bored before the gig, and we were like, oh, if we have one now, we'll be all right.
Yeah. And then someone bought a Rally Bomb.
Oh, yeah, that was me, yeah.
Downhill from there.
They kept doing his shooters, and they were like, yeah, special price for the band. And
we knew my Jaeger bombs. I started Jaeger bombs before I played my thing, isn't it?
It's mental. It's mental.
It's not good, but it gets exciting, though.
To me, that was my best gig ever. I don't know about you guys.
I did enjoy it.
Like,
the bands we played with.
You probably both played more gigs than me because you jumped on the whole cover band thing as well.
Sam's played more.
He's always busy.
Than have a top meal.
Yeah, cover bands they're definitely fun at the start.
That cricket function or rugby function, whatever it was, that looked not fun.
The one where I think there was one we did.
They're just singing their own songs.
Someone's 18th birthday. Everyone who was invited went out the night before. The party was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So none of them came because they were all dying in bed. We ended up playing to, I think, the kids' grandparents. That was about the whole gig, 2 hours of the grandparents. And that covers gigs, it got a little bit rocky. We were trying to get to start a mosh pit at one point, but it didn't really happen.
What venue would you like to play anywhere in the world if you could, and why? That's one for each of you to answer.
Right, so I think this is going to be the same for all of us, maybe. The first gig we did was at a place called the Boxing Crew. Now, the crew is just a place where dreams go to die, is what we found out. And I'm sorry if anybody lives in Crew, but I lived in Crew for 3 years, so I want to preface that. And there was the only real live venue there was the Box. And it's closed. That was where we did a first gig and crushed it. We did a couple of gigs there. It's dead now, it's gone. So if I could play anywhere, get the Box.
That was our plan for kind of 10 years after Loud George Resurgence. We were like, we'll do our like comeback gig at the Box.
Yeah. So I think at least for me, it'd be bring back the Box.
I think for me, to play with Loud George, it would have to be Underworld in Camden. I've been there once or twice before. I mean, it's just such a great venue. It's one of those that it feels big, but it feels personal at the same time. It's great. The atmosphere is always awesome in there. Yeah. To take Loud George there, I think would be, if someone said to set a goal for this band for right now that you'd be happy with, happy if that was the point you'd got to, I'd say gigging in Camden with Loud George would be where
there are bands down in London at the moment that I've been following actually. There's a band called Avoid.
Yeah.
I did talk. Sorry. I absolutely love them. I just got their vinyl. And to go down to London and play with Avoid would be a dream for me.
I did meet them very embarrassingly, but I won't get into that.
There's a couple of really up in Manchester that I've really been keeping an eye on with Tom, our manager, and we've been looking at the Pay Hat, we've been looking at Night and Day, we've been looking at these little boxy venues that they're only like £110 to rent out as well. So if these other bands that you're looking at down in London and they're looking on making a little tour, we did a nice thing with a band called Piecemeal. And we were looking at getting them up here. They're really reasonably priced at the moment, but when you're looking at energy prices, I know you're laughing at me.
The Dream though, Nick. Where would you do for the Dream?
The Dream, mate. Wembley. That was it. Wembley. Struggling and drunk.
I'd be on a 3 drink for Wembley.
Mate, I'd rather play the Pay Hat 9 times in a row and the money you'd make off selling out Wembley. I think we'd struggle. You're so far away. Come over here. I can't hear you.
Well, this is in reference to last night because we recorded live in the function room.
So spread out.
Because we spread out, it was hard work. And afterwards, Nick was going, how do people play on massive stages and that's hard for me? Yeah. God, bro.
Expensive in-ear monitoring.
myself as the same person. I did just my fault like Chris. I ran off and went to the toilet and came back and probably reiterated many points. Laid down, sorry.
What's your hope and aspirations for your music?
I guess in a lot of ways, Loud George is quite good because I don't think we have any real aspirations. We just want to make music together and genuinely just want to play gigs and play. Like, I think writing, I think for all of us, it's just something that we enjoy doing.
I think if you start having hopes and aspirations, setting yourself up for disappointment at that point. So I'm really happy to continue on the trajectory that we're going. I always say it was like a dream to have someone I didn't know wearing a t-shirt of a band that I'm in. And since we started, some people that we don't know have bought the t-shirts again, and I've gone, I feel like I set my sights a little low now, but that's all right.
Job completed.
Yeah,
right.
That's fine.
I'm quitting, guys. Right, it's done. No, it sounds like something you hear a lot, where like people are like, I just want to make music, but like genuinely, that's what the vibe is. Like we pay for everything ourselves. When it's like something that comes up that like putting your music on Spotify costs money, but like there's ways to do it so it's up there forever. So like the idea was, we're going to record these songs that we had back in the day, and we're going to record them as best as we can at the moment with the equipment we've got, and we're going to just pay for it, and then it's up there forever, and then like we gig when we can. Yeah. It's literally that humble. Yeah, we're not so humble. I'm the most humble person that has ever been. Extremely humble. No, yeah, I agree. I think that's it. Is that, and this is why I like doing it DIY as well. It'd be nice, I guess, in a way, to go to America and get produced by Josh Homme, and he can make the best album ever. You know what I mean? But you know, I like the creative control we have, and I like the fact that we do it all ourselves. I like the fact that we're not paying anybody. Well, no, I don't. Don't get me wrong. I love to say, if I had loads of money, I'd pay somebody else to do it. But it's fun. It's cathartic. It's good. Yeah, I think at the moment, like the next thing on the bit for us is the thing that takes a lot of time to mix a track. And Eric's amazing at that. He just bashes them out. And Sam's amazing at doing all the video content and everything that we have, but that does take a bit longer. So like anyone that you can work with for fun, in terms of like doing graphic design for album covers and things like that, which we've toyed with, done all of our own so far. But we've had a few logos designed, and it's been great, like tagging those people, keeping up with what they're doing, and after that, it'd be great to go with someone who's going to do some video content. Thanks so much. I feel bad for him. Well, Sam says that. Sam complains that he can't listen to some. He did the Mr. G video, which was banging. He did so well with it. Cut from the set. I know, we'll cut it from the set now because Sam listened to it too much. I mixed it though. I listened to it way more when I mixed it. Nah, I disagree. Imagine going chorus. Not just, baby, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, cool. What's next for the band this year?
10-year plan. No, what, like 365 days from now, I guess it's we've already had Tom and Sam looking at festivals up north and down in the Midlands. Tom's the manager, by the way. Shout out to Tom. Yeah, big shout out to Tom Allison. It's been a massive help to us. It's like anything that we can't get to, he sorts out, and then he also tags along with his ear right now. Actually, yeah, he is. Whips us into shape. He does, yeah. And he honestly, sometimes literally as well. He's like one of the. Like, Joe, if there was a montage of Loud George, it'd be Tom at the side of it going, do that now, and I'd be on like an exercise bike. You know what I mean? It's also the reason why we drink a lot of that. No, yeah, fits in too well. No, yeah, festivals, and I think we've already
we've already written about 12 tracks that we got to cut down and trim into different EPs. So it's just EPs now.
Yeah, so we're gonna the new EPs that we're making. So for me, I'm quite like
A couple singles, different EPs.
I'm quite OCD in that I want it to be done. The old stuff is done now. We've recorded all the tracks. We've got 2 more coming out. We've got 3 coming out in a couple of weeks. 3 weeks. 3rd of October, sorry.
2 days.
2 days. And then I've got, and then we've got Taking Over Me coming out in about a month and a half or something.
That's all 9
And then that's it. Done. We're finished. Original era done. And we're going to be making. Nick's already written a few.
I think I've got about 4, and I think Sam's got about 4 as well. 3 or 4.
4th of November. October. Oh, it's the 4th of October, manager knows. 4th of October to 3. Anyway, yeah, basically, new Loud George, watch this space. It should be good. I'm honestly, the new songs we've been writing, I'm excited. It should be way better than the old stuff. And the old stuff is pretty banging, but yeah, I'm excited.
I always felt like if we were going to do an album, which we always tried about at uni, but like now that we're sort of just sitting and releasing single, and now we're going to go EP single for the next wave of songs. If someone wants to have an album, I feel like someone's got to come up to us and be like, do an album.
Yeah.
We'll pay you to be in the studio. That's great. Which we've had friends that have had bands that have had that done to them. I don't think it's a wild dream, but like at the moment we're fine doing what we're doing.
I like
we write songs and we do EPs.
But it's also, this is like a wider discussion. It's like one of those things where our album's that big a deal anymore.
Yeah. You got to sit on them for so long. I think we just like to release what we've got.
Cigarettes for that already.
I like that idea that you had. I'm sorry, Chris. Sorry to waffle. I like that idea, where you were talking about, the idea is honing in on getting booked into some festivals, and then like because we're all so spread out, the idea was like basically, I'm in Manchester and the manager Tom is in Manchester. We're like only down the road from each other. We like book up Stockport, Manchester, and then like you give it a month, you do a show down in Leeds, and then you do a show down Cheltenham Way or like Birmingham Way, that's near Sam. And you can just sort of cycle around that, and you pick up these bands. You see it happen on your Instagram. You can see it. You get a couple of likes for each of these little gigs. They're fun to do. Yeah. Go around and do our home turfs. So like, because we're not all living in the same city, we basically have 3 home turfs.
Yeah, so, yeah, I
really
think
as best we can.
It's a benefit of the curse, though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What interests or hobbies do any of you have outside of the band?
It's on Heaton Moor. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, you catch all that waffling?
What interests or hobbies do any of you have outside of the band?
Different hobbies. I wasn't pointing at me because my life is, I guess outside of the band, my life is entirely comprised of interests and hobbies. I don't know, at the moment, I'd say the thing that really got exciting to me is an unhealthy obsession with houseplants. And I think during lockdown, I think I peaked out at about 172. And it's not a very big house. It's just a 2-bed with a little conservatory.
Yeah.
There were interventions held. A lot of plants died. A lot of plants came to life. It was all very emotional.
The sun stays at your house, it gives you plants shit. You got a little house plant there. It's like, mate, it was a gift that I don't care about.
It really makes me sad when we go to Tom's place because I just keep turning around and finding dead succulents everywhere. Like, fuck it. I don't know how to handle it, so like I'm going to wait till he goes out and come in. I'm just going to revive everything. At the moment, that's my main hobby. I also like to ride unicycles and juggle.
Oh yeah, yeah, but never mind that. Back to the plan. Never mind juggling fire.
And then, go on, Nick. You talk about your hobby.
Mate, I play Minesweeper on my phone sometimes, and I go to the football games. I don't keep 9 million plants. I don't juggle fire. Mr. New Zealand here is clearly the interesting side of our George.
I don't do a lot. I do music all the time. I say do music 90% of the time.
You want to do rock climbing?
I do rock climbing. I go a couple of times a week, but that's because I've hit 30. If I don't go rock climbing, I will turn go blog. That's like my exercise.
We've all hit the 30 mark, haven't we? So like when you work in, you're like, yeah, I've got 5 hours left in the week tops.
Yeah. And that's all music.
I think that's all going to come out in the new stuff that we're writing.
You know what you're going to say like in the Loud George tell all. It'll all come out. You'll find out.
When I release my memoir, I think all the old stuff. Oh, I met this girl and we went and smoked, and these songs are going to be like, my back kind of hurts when I stand up.
Yeah, well, and then 900 pages of how to care for your plants.
I bought a substitute this week.
This song is called Propagation.
My neighbour bought a cactus. What a weak fellow.
Evolution.
Okay, did we get any fan questions, Eric? I think you messaged me about it.
Yeah, there's one. The fan question was, are you gearheads, and what are your most prized musical possessions?
That was from a fella from the Stockport station. He did just vinyl, wasn't it? The local lad.
Yeah, local lad. Yeah. So most prized possessions. Go on, Sam.
Well, in terms of am I a gearhead, as a bass player, I'm very used to other bass players coming up to me and wanting to get into a 45-minute conversation.
Oh, mate, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. What bass are you using?
Yeah, I play a 4003 series, which usually after a gig I'll get more compliments about my bass than I will about my bass. But to me, to an extent, it's kind of just an expensive piece of wood. That, it sounds really nice. I like the way it feels to play. But in terms of being a gearhead, I'd probably say no. I spent all my money on the bass, which is why I've got a fairly cheap basic second-hand amp that doesn't work.
That is definitely where you and me and Eric differ, because we talk about gear.
You guys talk about gear, and I just go, I'm going to think about plants while you're doing
But me and Nick are really different when it comes to gear, though, because I'm like, the guitar I use for Loud George is like a Squire, scrub the Squire off, put Gibson on it.
You replace the pickups and everything.
Yeah, and
you're definitely a gearhead.
No, but I mean, like, I'm happy to use off-brand rubbish stuff.
I think I'm a bit brand fancy.
He's a bit bougie, not big Nick. He's proper. You know what I mean? Like, I have some knockoff 57s that I use, and Nick's like,
I like to bankrupt myself.
He likes
get the name brand thing.
Well, this is an example. So last night I have like a Behringer XM 500. That's one of the vocal mics. The other one was an SM58. Guess which one Nick was vouching for?
You're sure?
The 58. Yeah, and I knew in his eyes when I looked at him when he was like, who's getting the 58? I was like, you can have it, Nick. Sam doesn't even know what a 58 is. See you, Sam.
That's one better than 57.
We link it to the gear all the time. Eric, we link it to the gear all the time, and we're like, oh, look what Behringer just released, though. Like, I do love it. Like, they've upped their game, especially on pedals and things like that. Like, they do these, the Octaver that was to do with the Neutron, who used to do that, that funky quack noise that Stevie Wonder used to use on the clavichord. Like, wow. They released this, like, they used to have this bass octavider. I think Royal Blood have got one. Well, like, it's obviously, it's got you stomp on it on the right-hand side of the pedal, and it's got it's got an octave pedal, and then something on the left, and it's got the bass only. So you think like White Stripes, he's playing the guitar, and it's like, yeah, like look, Behringer just released one of them for like 5p.
I think it's those. No,
yeah. So,
mine's the
Rickenbacker. Mine would be Suzanne. Suzanne was the first SG I got. You see her if you go on the Eric Hayes on Instagram. You can see me.
You said that like everyone knows who Suzanne is.
Suzanne is the cream G that I play.
You had that back.
Electric guitar that I got.
You had that back then. OG.
I've had it for years, but in my hubris when I was younger, because it wasn't a Gibson, I thought it wasn't good. But now I'm older and I'm wiser. I've realised that it's a beast of a guitar and it plays beautifully. Yeah. It sounds amazing. She's like, if I lost Suzanne, I'd rather lose a limb than lose Suzanne. It's not a big limb.
What's in one of your arms?
No, not an arm, like a leg.
Lower down.
A leg or an ear. No, not an ear.
You use a lip? I don't think a lip's limb.
No. I don't know. Some at chin. No, I need the chin.
No, your limbs like them, Paul.
I'd lose my leg. I'd lose a leg legs to Suzanne.
No.
I would. I could
be a legless guitarist.
I don't need legs.
You couldn't even play like B.B. King.
I don't need
right. You have to get an alternate thigh, like the prosthetic thigh, so you can sit there and like play classical style.
Yeah. Go on, what's yours?
Prized possession.
Yeah. But you not live without.
It's hard, you know. I didn't play drums before Loud George, so it's really hard, like having a DAW and like having microphones. I love all my microphones. I love my cymbals. I love my bass. I love my bass amp. I love everything that Tom's lent me in terms of bass, like all my pedals. I think I probably spent $3,000 on pedals. So, like, if you could combine my pedal board, I think that's really important.
That's the pedal board.
Yeah, not even like an instrument. It's a really weird one, but like, you know, when we're at uni and you got all these the patch bays and stuff, and you can send stuff. Like in my head, when I built my dream studio, like you can send the patch bays to these pedal boards, and like if you had every pedal, you had the studio board that was just magically powered by one power supply, which Strymon do, and like that'd be me. It's my pedals. I think pedals are so important, and obviously having a nice 4x12 doesn't hurt.
I once just reminded myself about those patch boards at uni. I remember I electrocuted one of the lads at uni through that. I tell you.
What?
I had 48 volts on, and I'm not going to say his name. There's a lad at uni. We all know who it was. He was a bass player. He screamed once because he jumped in the lift.
Like a lady.
Yeah. We jumped in the lift and he went, like that.
Yeah, it's a bad lift, and he jumped in it and stopped, and he wasn't a fan.
Yeah, he was really good. And I was recording it. He was a phenomenal bass player. He didn't really play anymore, but he was the perfect pitch. He was phenomenal. Yeah. And I was recording for my project, and I put 48 volts on phantom power. Didn't realise and DI'd him straight into the desk. And he kept going, every time he touched the bass.
Yeah, he kept going, bass, didn't he? Like, really nice, expensive bass with a battery in.
I kept being like, I don't know. It was like, he keeps electrocuting me. I was like, I don't know why. And then after he'd done, like, tried to do a couple of takes, he kept getting electrocuted. He played through. And he kept trying.
Constant shot. Let's go on.
And I'm like, I've got phantom power on. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it was a nice one.
He had long hair as well. Was it like stuck up by the end? He's a great guy. We're not saying anything bad, but apart from the fact that you electrocuted him, and he doesn't like list failing. Who doesn't like list failing?
No, he was terrified.
Okay, cool. We've got to your final song choice. So, what's your final song choice for us, and why have you chosen it?
So the final song choice is Lightning. No, it's not. That's a lie. We've talked about this. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Keep it in. It was meant to be Lightning. We had an argument. Not an argument. I'd love us to. We've decided to put Freeze. Freeze is coming out on the 4th of October. So we're going to do Freeze because it's a new one. So do listen to Lightning. Go to Spotify. Loud George.
We like Lightning, but Freeze is coming out now. It's within a couple of days, and it's one of the last songs that we actually wrote together. Yeah, and we got a bit heavier towards the end. And I remember sitting there thinking like, our course module leader, I remember thinking like, he's gonna love this. These drum fills. Yeah. No, he didn't care. He never spoke to me about it. But I was like, he's gonna love this. It's gonna change his world. I'm changing all of drumming forever now doing this. I thought it was evil.
Just a stoner.
Mate, here they come. They're gonna hear this. They're gonna know about me.
Sam's stolen my beer. Anyway, yeah, that's a choice.
Love Breeze. Breeze is the one.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Let's all keep in touch. All the best.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Give you a lot of content to